So you want to join my made-up religion? Great, here's more about it.
On a literal level, my view of the universe that we live in is an atheistic view, and on that literal level, I have no interest in ceasing to be an atheist. However, I like religion. I like religious culture, I like mythology, and I have come to believe, mostly through conversations with Quakers and Jews, that religious stories can be taken as stories, they can be taken metaphorically, and still be hugely important to who you are and really helpful for living your life. And with that in mind, I was thinking, what is the story that I want to guide my life? World's my oyster, what'll it be?
Ancestor worship seems to pop up all over the world in cultures that have nothing to do with each other, which makes me feel like there is a human urge to do ancestor worship. There's a human urge to venerate the recent and distant dead to whom you are personally connected, and I love a human urge, and I love feeling connected to the past, and so I was thinking, what do I need to add to this to make it useful for me? And to me, the sequel to ancestor worship is obviously descendant worship. So here's the super cool thing about descendant worship. If you make offerings to your descendants, on a completely literal, physical level, they might get them. We send stuff into the future all the time at the usual slow rate of 1 second per second, and the future receives that stuff. I want to send the future things that are nice. I want to send them a planet that is okay to live on. I want to send them a world where people are decent to one another. These are my offerings to the future. Also, just a side note, you don't have to have biological descendants for this to still hold true. The future is still going to have to deal with the consequences of your actions, whether the things that you send them include DNA or not. So for the past 2 years of my life, I have been trying to use this worldview, this symmetry of ancestor worship and descendant worship, and here I am at the waist of the hourglass, to make me feel, in the case of the ancestor veneration, connected and grounded and held and supported by a past that is hundreds of thousands of years deep on the human scale and billions of years on the biological scale. And I've been using the concept of descendant worship to motivate myself to be nicer to my descendants, to give the future things that are worth having. And for me, this has worked. Adopting this worldview has made my life immeasurably better. So maybe try it. It's free, and if you try adopting this worldview and you don't like it, I'm fine with that, because this is not that kind of religion. Everybody goes to tree heaven because you are the tree, and you always have been.